Good day! Welcome to chapter 11 of my Fire Emblem 6 Low Tone Count playthrough. Previously on this LTC, we killed off 4 of our characters in one chapter. But it's only now at this prep menu that it hits me. We now only have 14 characters left, and this chapter has 12 unit slots. Yikes. This is getting dangerous. We should probably stop killing off our characters like that. Thankfully, we're joined right from the start by Lalum, our dancer, who will allow characters to move again without requiring anyone to die, so we should be able to avoid using this strategy for a bit. Chapter 11 is yet another map with a lot of villages to visit, and pretty much all of them have some pretty valuable items, mostly stat boosters. We want them more for the extra money than anything else, outside of the bottom left village that contains an orange bowl, which is great since you can actually promote now. There is also a shop that we want to visit to get some lightning tome for soul once they promote, which is close to. So it's time to split our amazing multiple group to reach as many objectives as possible in 3 turns. In order to get the Orange Bolt village, we need a few extra tiles on a promoted unit, so Lalum is going to achieve that by dancing Marcus. We will now need her on the left side of the map to help Shanna and Roy reach the boss and seize in 3 turns, so she will be rescued chained by Barth, Zilla, Shin, and Astor, who will drop her out of range of the archers hiding behind the walls. The best way to access the shop is to simply rescue drop someone inside, so Sue and Shanna will drop Zilla there. That way it should be able to access the shop and then one of the village on turn 3. For the villages in the middle of the map, we sent Lilina and Noah. That way we'll also be able to give a bit of EXP to Lilina as well. On turn 2, Shanna will carry Roy towards the boss, and he will equip his light brand to deal with the enemies that will attack him on enemy phase. Zealot will visit the shop and gets 2 lightning tomes so we can get Soul to attack enemies once he promotes. Noah will put himself in danger, as well as Lilina at the bottom, equipping a javelin in order to make enemies attack Lilina over him, and so they can visit the 2 villages on next turn. Shin will get a perfect level but luck on the archers below him, 228 random numbers away. At this point, the archers are mostly there to give us the XP. The second enemy phase required to burn 2597 random numbers. Not so much because we need one specific very rare event to occur, but more because we need to hit a lot of low rolls. Both Lilina and Noah needs to dodge a 50% hit at the start, otherwise there is a really high chance that they die. After that, Shanna cannot miss the archer, which is 85% displayed hit, and then Roy gets to level up on the shaman that will attack him on close range, which is a perfect level but luck. I wanted to get a less impressive level with Roy here, but couldn't find anything satisfying until the perfect level up. There were some rigs that would have worked out for Roy, but I couldn't reach them because of the Noah and Lilina situation sadly. Soul will then get hit by 2 archers, but is durable enough to survive. I already talked about it earlier, but those hits/dodges are completely on purpose. Thanks to those 2 attacks, he's now only 1 man use away from level 10 and promotion. From the moment he joined, Soul took or dodged 22 hits, which basically saved 2 turns of using staves, which means he can reach level 10 on next turn. Turn 3, we can finally reach all the villages we wanted to visit at the start of the map. Marcus gets the Orange Bolt, which he will send straight back to Melonus since we filled up his inventory during prep. Lilina gets a Restore Staff, Noah a Draco Shield, and Zealot a Speedwing. We mostly miss out on the 5000 gold village and the Angelic Robe, but there is no good way to reach these in 3 turns, as well as seizing. Since Melonus now has the Orange Bolt, Sue can now promote. Now she'll be able to use swords, allowing her to choose 1 or 2 range in player phase, on top of getting some solid stats, as well as Bjerrikin Bow, which allows her to use the Brave Bow now that we still have to get. This also gives Soul a second target to heal, but since he already healed Shin earlier, he will need the help of Lalum to move again, and just as planned, get his 10th level up, which is a perfect level but luck. Now that he's level 10, His next objective after promotion is to hit A rank in staff, so he can use the Warp Staff, which we'll get at the end of chapter 14, which is getting dangerously close, and then get enough magic to have a good range with the Warp Staff. Shin then gets to kill the archer he weakened earlier for EXP, and Shanna can then kill the boss by simply using the silver lens we saved up until now, and gets a perfect level out of it, 885 random numbers away. Royalka now sees, finishing the chapter in 3 turns. Since we finished so fast, that means we miss out on 3 very good characters. Klein, a very good sniper, Tate, which would have been our second flyer, and Ekina, a very solid hero. But sadly, they all arrived very late, respectively turn 5, 7, and 8, so we'll have to skip them. See you next time for chapter 12.